Who is William Carey, father of modern missions? Hello, my name is Yohannes, and I'm here to present Mission in the History of India. William Carey is a prominent historic figure in India, so we'll do well to look at Carey's background. He was born in a small town in England, 1761, and died in 1834 in Seraphor, Bengal, doing what he loves the most: mission to the people of India. He was the oldest of five children born to his dad, Edmund and Elizabeth Carey. He came from a poor family background, and his father eventually became a parish clerk in a village schoolmaster. Later on in life, William married Dorothy Blackett in 1781. Couple years during his marriage, he had a spiritual awakening. He had a journey of faith which led him to become born-again Christian. He left the Anglican Church to become Baptist. And eventually, in 1789, he became a Baptist pastor. While serving faithfully to his local congregation, God started talking to him about a mission to India. How the journey began to India is astonishing. At this time, he was working as a cobbler, a shoemaker. He was connected and he had different networks. Somehow he had access to some of the greatest theologians, great Baptist and Anglican pastors who taught him the ways of God, laid a foundation, who influenced his theology greatly. Some scholars believe that they might have spared him from hyper-Calvinism, which was prevalent in those days. Hyper-Calvinism didn't see the need for mission work, did not see the need for evangelism. In their faith, God have already chosen who's going to heaven and who's going to hell. So they discouraged mission work and evangelism. Despite that being the teaching of those days, his passion to proclaim the good news to the people of India grew stronger and stronger because of his foundation and his theology. In fact, in 1792, Carey presented his first booklet, 87 pages, laying out the biblical foundation. Why mission today? Why mission for every generation? How the Great Commission was a mandate for every Christian of all generations. His booklet was called An Inquiry into the Obligations of Christians to Use the Means for the Conversion of the Heathens. He presented it to Baptist leaders, and they have blessed his journey to go to India. Carey, his family, and other missionary, John Thomas, arrived in Calcutta on November 1793. At this time, the British East Indian Company prohibited any missional work or activities in India. So they've been there since 1600 up to 1873, which started as a merchant trade, but at this time it acted as an agent of British imperialism in India. British was ruling, so they did not want any missionary. If they found any missionary caught in action, they would deport them back. If any missionary boarded the ship, he was deported back. And this was not to offend Hindus and Muslims. They don't want anything interfering with their trade. So it was impossible for Carey to do mission work in Calcutta. Having said that, Seraphor, a small Danish-controlled community 15 miles north of Calcutta, was a safe ground to launch mission work for Carey and his friends. In early life in India, he had so many challenges. He faced so many challenges with the British ruling in Calcutta. Could not do much, really, in terms of mission work. And Carey's wife resented being in India. She did not want to be in India. She was a new mother. She had a problem adapting. They were also in the country illegally. So to support his family, he found a job. He was employed as a supervisor at a plantation, which Carey maximized his time there. He learned the Bengali language. He learned the culture. He lived out what it's called incarnation missionary. He lived amongst the people. Even though he tried to preach in Bengali, he didn't have any success. Carey was not a successful preacher. And so 6 years of being there, there was not a single soul saved. No Hindu, no Muslim converts for 6 years. And during this time, his youngest boy died from a bacteria named dysentery. And this was tragic and devastating for his wife and himself. But his wife took it hard. She had a breakdown, mental health crisis that eventually killed her. During this time, the light at the end of the tunnel was Seraphor Mission. More families started coming to do mission work. And the Seraphor trio, a well-known term for describing the teamwork, the dream team between Joshua Marshman, a schoolmaster, William Ward, the printer, and together with Carey, they became such a team to launch the Seraphor Mission. They found the mission together in January 1800s. Carey's first Hindu convert happened on at the end of that year, December 1800s. His first convert was Krishna Pal. Shortly after, in 1807, his first wife dies from the mental health crisis that she suffered, and he eventually remarried with his wife, who was greatest supporter for his mission work. His new wife was supportive of his mission work. He also was highly favored by the Governor General, who gave him a position as a Bengali professor at the university to teach the civil servants. Things were starting to look good. Carey left England saying, expect great things from God, attempt to do great things for God. This was a message he preached, and he lived it out during his lifetime. Some of his accomplishments are, he opened up the first school for impoverished boys and girls. This was unthinkable before. Only high caste boys could go to school. At this time, he found it, and so everybody was welcome to go to school. Carey translated and distributed the Bible in Bengali and 44 other dialects. He translated the New and the Old Testament, made it available to public. He also translated Hindu classics, the Ramayana, and the philosophical books such as Sankhya into English. One of his greatest contributions to India is that he helped abolish what was named Suti, the burning of the widow with her husband when her husband dies. He was an advocate for women's rights. And with other Hindu activists, he partnered to abolish Suti. It's worth mentioning, in 1812, the Mission Press building experienced fire devastation, and he lost most of his works, manuscript, literature, and completed work of the Bible. But, they were sure to trace back. He was resilient to trace back, and again, in 6 months, he reprinted and distributed the Bible and all his literature. In closing, I'll conclude with this. Carey's legacy lives forever. Centuries later, his impact continues to inspire missions everywhere. He was the one who led to the founding of Baptist Missionary Society as we know it today. He also is a founder of Seraphor College. In 1818, he founded the first theological college in South Asia to equip indigenous leaders for ministry. And so the picture that you see on the screen is the current one, is the one on the left. And so it still continues. He is honored by the people of India for his contribution, and mission work everywhere in the world are influenced by his impact. Thank you for watching, and may God richly bless you.